Hey YouTube, this is Gunnet4570. I'm going to do a disassembly video on a Ruger M77 Hawkeye. This is my 243. I worked all last summer to get it, so it's a hunting rifle. Anyways, first thing you want to do is put it on half cock and do a safety check so the chamber's clear and the magazine is clear. Second thing you're going to do is flip the gun over, and there's a little lever here, and you pull that out and pull straight back on your bolt and set your bolt aside. We'll clean that later. I'll probably do a disassembly video on it as well. So now you have gun, the bolt is out. What you want to do is you want to flip it over and come over here to your game warden release and open it, and it's going to show two screws here, and there's also one that's visible with this closed. Quick story, this is called the game warden release because when you see him coming you drop all your rounds that way. Anyways, so you're going to want to unscrew these three screws, and when you first buy the rifle, I know when I first got this, I got it from Tri-State, the screws were so tight I had to use a socket wrench with a flathead screwdriver attachment in it, because they really just tightened it up as much as they could. I don't even know how they got it that tight. And then when you put it back together for the first time, just put it back hand tight. So you've got your trigger guard out, put that way you can see it, and it has two screws holding it together. Put that in the wrong way. So you keep those together, make sure you know which one goes where. And there's a third screw in here holding the release on, so undo that one as well. And you get all three of those screws out, and that's pretty much all you need to do for regular cleaning. Here's your floor plate. Now, one thing you do want to make sure of is, here's your magazine well. Make sure you know which way this goes back in, because if you don't get it back in the right way, it won't go together right. So make sure you have that somehow. I don't care how, but make sure you know how that goes back in. And now your stock is just going to pop off. And your stock, unless you want to refinish it, I wouldn't. It's actually a very nice stock. Just goes aside here, and you've got the basic skeleton of your gun here. Now, what I always do, I've cleaned this already, I clean it every time when I'm done shooting, so I'm just showing you how to take it apart, but take a bore snake, something like this, and run it through several times using some Rem-Oil and some bore cleaner. I do a little of both, and just run it through probably 3 or 4 times. You can even look through there and check it. So anyways, that's all you'll probably ever need to do for disassembly. For reassembly, your first thing you're going to do is grab the stock and slide your stock back in place, and then put this back in. Hopefully you remember which way it went in. I do. Now take your floor plate, drop it back in and screw it back up. And your trigger guard last. Like I said, I'll probably do a bolt disassembly video later, if I have time. Sort of a tricky thing to do, not quite like the Nagant bolt where you can just grab it and twist it. So anyways, that's a Ruger M77 Hawkeye. I'll probably try and do a shooting video once I get some more ammo. Only got, I think, 2 rounds for it right now. So that's the basic disassembly. For the bolt, to put it back in, you just grab the lever here and slide it back in and put your safety back on. So that's about it. I'll see if I can get in a disassembly video for that bolt.